Words were to Rick and McGusty. Used to wanna make the trunk stutter like Bubba Ray Dudley. Get my highly effective habit straight from Stephen A. Covey. Hell, I be reading on the low. Disagree with being broke. Ultra like beaming low key, feel like a beacon when I flow. I remember being pop.
Just like Geronimo. My flow sicker than the comico. Gladiator with the bars, killing all the competition like a Maximo. Hop on any beat they ask me for. Eat the beat up, then it's catchy for. Let's get night and Debo. I'm the Debo, former Edgar Allan Poe. I know what to do.
It's hard to get your gift from God when both your hands is full. With all your pettiness, acting Ed and Eddie-ish. Lack of umbrellas always make raindrops fall down the heaviest. Look,
into dark Satan. I'm cool with waiting, but swear it took Revelations in Genesis. Matter of fact, the whole biblical compilation, the defense of Gary Payton and hella spiritual patrons to help me. Cause I was trying to GTD like Tommy on season 2, probably episode 16 of Mud.
Don't sleep on me, I got no chill. Every beat I'm on, road kill. God bless me with cheese like road tail. Cause I ride this coattail. Most my partners still make those sales. And they be like, oh well, ride so much ice it look like snow fell. And they move it wholesale, go tail. It on the mountain.
give me a napkin. Sweater flow as cold as Aspen. Every bar stole like a javelin. Fat be praying like a chaplain. Ooh, trying to reassure me that Jehovah Jireh keep his hand of favor in the mix. Word to Nelly swear I was a lunatic before I started clutching my own crucifix. Flow electric like computer chips. Used to kill on
you on the beat. I'm a guru when I speak. No papaya, I'm a Niger boy, that's fufu when I eat. I'ma lose you if you weak, catch your bruise if you repeat. I'm Desmond Tutu, your flow boo boo, got Google when you speak. You got baby flow, pacify. All I spit is dragon fire. Desecrate all the food on my plate, this beat an appetizer, yeah. I fight a dog, but I done earned more stripes than the Tiger Claw. Low key, fat can't fight it all, but she got a CHL if you tryna brawl. All peace, no war. I need bank like a black boy. I'm tryna get my mama out there rap for. I just feel like she look better in the black boys. Skirt, skirt. And the OGs to come together for better, not just for cheddar or cheese or mozzarella or any adjective that comes to mind for dollar signs. Mumble rap is lyrical homicide for young impressionable minds that's constantly trying to find something authentic. That's why they say I'm one of a kind. I know. Thank me like. This whole system needs exfoliation. You keep commandments, but you devilish. So really, you a holy Satan. How you Muslim, but you roll with bacon? Hell, I ain't Muslim, I'm just saying. If you acting, that's the role you playing. Don't judge me, you need to listen. Hell, I'm approaching 30. That's when all that lane whipping stops. Don't get it twisted, I'm with God until the ticket stops. But anybody could catch these hands like the chicken pies. Quick to box if you threaten me.
That everybody black on the inside like Folgers cans. Keep your composure, be careful how you approach a man. Pigs can't smell the odor, a slop to know they grosser than most people. But ain't no one picture perfect on easels. Don't hate nobody, be godly, swear that poison is lethal. My cousin
Babe still bopping, the rap game look like the new slave action. Can I get the what? Can I get the who? I flow for the trick, happy rapping jigaboos. And those that be itching to clap at the biggest cool. Pull back a SMG but don't work at the ticket booth. Look, no movie, real raps in my iTunes, no Uzi. Low key, fat, fine, but she pose goofy. I keep flow raw, but it's no sushi. Boy, I'm on, wipe me down like the old boo said. Yeah, shoulder chest, pants, shoot.
Ooh, I got a hundo. I got a hundo. I got a hundo. Straight out the mud.
Hold up, Tobe, let me at him.
Okay.
Not a crip, but get it cracking.
Yeah.
Who else you know? Pray like a chaplain, but Loki still about that action.
Praise God.
Out the streets of Grand Rapids,
Yeah.
hopped on the beat to harass it.
Oh.
Not from the H, but I still say Beyonce, the female Michael Jackson.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's DJ B Plus here. Thank you so much for checking out this edition of the Recap Countdown video. We will be looking at Tobe Nwigwe's The Originals project that he dropped about a month ago now. I gotta tell you, it was very hard to do this recap countdown on Tobe's project just because it is so good and it's so well put together. It's hard to pick out any lyrics just because it's full of punchlines and metaphors and clever wordplay. And then I'll get into it, but Miss Linnell Grant does a great job with all the production on the project, so it's very hard to do this recap countdown, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So I listed about 5 of the bars that I liked here. So starting off with Reality, Anytime you can put Bubba Ray Dudley and Stephen A. Covey and make it make so much sense in the line, I'm gonna like that. Just a throwback to being younger and watching wrestling, and then being older and starting to read books and getting educating my mind even outside of college. Being out of college now, so moving on to Hard, the beat there. That's really spoke to me just because the line of work that I do. I work with a nonprofit that does literacy training and also Bible translation around the world. So he gave a shout out to his native tongue, Igbo, and Kechifo, which means good night in his native tongue. So that was really good. And then called himself the Debo version of Edgar Allan Poe. That was a great line. Moving on to the third line that I picked, I chose you, Ed, and Eddie. That was just a great line there. And then just talking about how having your umbrella, and to me, like, your umbrella are the people that you keep around you. And if you don't have that people around you, you will fall into some depression and some hard times. So moving on to Heat Rock, him just talking about abstinence and that final push before you get married, and how it is hard to keep yourself pure during those times. And then he threw in there the GTD line from Martin, threw in the line about Gary Payton, so that reminds me of my childhood in the 90s watching NBA basketball. So dope line there. And then Jockin', man, it was just so much clever wordplay in there. If you can't listen to that and enjoy that, then you don't like rap. Okay, moving on to the beats and production on this project. As I stated before, Linnell Grant knocks it out the park. She does a great job with working with Tobe to match his style, his cadence, everything about his flow, and she matches that perfectly with her production. You can tell she puts a whole lot of work into what she does. I'm not going to go beat by beat what I liked about it. It's just, it'll take too long to do that. So just go back, check out those beats that the top 4 that I liked, and let me know what your favorite beats were. Alright, now let's look at my top 3 favorite tracks off of this project. Let's start off with Murder. I like that it just has that dance hall, that Jamaican vibe to it, and Nell took a classic and put her own spin on it, and then Tobe came in with the fire and blazed that joint up. So really enjoyed Murder. Moving on to I Chose You. Now, I have to be honest, the reason why I like this song partly is because when he originally did this flow was when he was doing the Get Twisted Sundays. And just a little sidebar, Get Twisted Sundays was kind of like the foreshadowing of the originals. With the Get Twisted Sundays, he was rapping over someone else's production, and now with the originals, it's over the original productions of Nell. So getting back to I Chose You, when he originally did this flow, he did it over the International Players Anthem, and that's just a classic beat. And when he released I Chose You, when it started, I was just kind of like, oh, this is very different from International Players Anthem, the production of this song. So I was kind of getting warmed up to it, and then I think I enjoyed this one better than the one he did over the International Players Anthem, which is astonishing because that's a classic beat. So shout out to Nell for that. And then lastly, Jockin'. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I listen to Jockin' probably every single time. It's probably the last song I listen to before I go play basketball. I go play ball like every Wednesday, sometimes on Sundays, and I always listen to that song. It gets me pumped up, ready to go play some ball. And lastly, let's talk about my 2 favorite features. Makes it kind of easy because there's only 2 features on this project. But we'll start off with, I think it says Luke Whitney on Spotify, but I saw somewhere else it said Litany, so it kind of merged those 2 things together. I may be butchering it, I don't know, but when I heard it on Spotify, I had like a vision of what I thought this guy might look like, and then I saw the video on YouTube and I was just like, he looks nothing like I thought he would have looked like. But dude is killing it, super smooth voice. I'm actually curious to hear if he has anything else out, because I would definitely check out more that he has to put out. And then lastly, he had his wife Fat on there, and that's one thing I really respect about Tobe, is that his wife he talks about his wife constantly throughout the project. He gives her so many shout outs throughout the project as well. So and she did a good job. I don't know if Tobe Ghost wrote for her, I don't know, I'm staying out of that, but she did a good job. She delivered it well. So there you have it. That is my recap countdown of Tobe's The Originals project. One last thing, shout out to my nephew Joshua who put me on to Tobe. You definitely won't be disappointed if you check out this project. Again, thank you for checking out this recap countdown video, and until next time, peace in and confusion out.